All right, what's up guys? So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A, a questions and answers video. I made a few posts on my Instagram about doing one, also on my Instagram story. So let's get right to it. All right, so the first question, where do you buy bulk? So where I buy bulk, it really depends. Probably the place where I bought bulk the most is Facebook and Facebook Marketplace, like groups and stuff like that. That's probably where I would say I bought bulk the most, just meeting people and constantly buying from them, the same people pretty much. What's the biggest mistake you can make as a reseller? I think the biggest mistake you can make as a reseller is probably burning bridges, not, having good relationships with your sellers, even your buyers sometimes. It messes the whole cycle up. When you're too greedy, that's also terrible. Just being kind of like not a very nice person in business, it won't get you far. So I think my biggest mistake is starting off, I didn't really value that as much. And so it definitely didn't help me back then, but now I understand, you have to value relationships because it will take you a long way. How did I get started reselling? Basically, I got started reselling, I think like in 8th grade. I think I bought the first pair of shoes and I sold it. After that, I didn't resell that much. And then I believe it was in 10th grade. I think it was like 10th grade when I really started like reselling, buying and selling like a ton. Cause that's kind of where I like started to understand more of like the market and like where to profit the most. So I would say, yeah, that's basically how I started reselling. Just buying and selling pretty much. What's the most profit you've made off a shoe? Right now, it's Red Octobers. I spent $1,000 on a pair. It was used, and then I sold it for $3,000, I think like a week after. So that's $2,000 in like a week. How much for your chat? Right now it's $250, but I think the price is gonna go higher kind of soon to like $3. I'm not really accepting that many people. I'm kind of just like looking at applications and not really accepting that many people. I might start accepting again soon, but we'll see. What has been your keys to becoming a successful reseller? Like I said before, don't burn bridges. Just like keep relationships intact and don't mess that up. How much is your average profit margin? I tend to go for 100+% now because like getting like 10 to 20, 30%, it just isn't really worth it for me. So I just kind of save my money until I find a good buy that's highly in my favor, and then I go all in pretty much. What's your favorite part about reselling? Probably like meeting the people. It's pretty cool like how many people I've met through this with like same interests. That's probably like my favorite part. Favorite Jordans to rock and favorite Jordans to flip. My favorite Jordan, I don't wear Jordans, but if I had to choose, I would probably go with a white cement 3 or black cement 3. And favorite Jordan to flip is a white cement 4 because I can sell those really quickly for a very high margin. How did you start all of this? Oh, I answered that. Future plans, maybe open a store or your online shop. I thought about that, but almost every like shop in Seattle, like storefront, it's not really doing, like, I don't know, like it seems to me like they're not doing the craziest numbers as opposed to like a store on Melrose in LA or somewhere in New York. So probably not, and probably not opening up my own online shop since that's also like kind of a headache. Who's the king of steals? Angelo, the king of steals. He's gotten like 8 steals in the chat. It's crazy. If you could wear one shoe for the rest of your life, what would it be? I'm probably going to have to go with Calabasas Yeezys because they're comfortable and they look really nice. How do you know what shoe will be good to hold and estimate how long you'll hold it for? I basically look for, how much hype is behind the shoe and how much quantity they're releasing. If there's a lot of hype and a lot of quantity, that's when I start buying because I know I can get it for cheap and I know that they will go for more in the future once all the pairs are bought up, if that makes sense. So let's look at a white cement 4. A lot of hype, a lot of pairs. Basically when they release, they're going for retail. And so at that time, I knew that in a year, 2 years, there's not going to be that many pairs on the market. So I started buying them for around $200 and then waited, I think I only waited like 6 months or maybe like a year, and I started clearing 300 to 320. So that kind of goes to show that shoes like that, hype with a lot of quantity they're releasing, are going to be going for a lot more. Just like the Off-White UNCs, they weren't as rare as the European colorway and the Chicago colorway, but now they went up because I got them for cheaper, but now they went up. What do your parents think when you started reselling? They didn't really like it that much because I would buy used shoes in the beginning, because I also wore like the shoes sometimes, and they thought like I was going to get some sort of like foot disease. So they didn't really like when I started reselling, but like now they don't really care that much. It's kind of like an everyday thing. Like it's nothing like too crazy, so they don't really care. What's better to resell in terms of profit, Supreme or shoes? I'm going with shoes all the way, because the way I resell shoes is completely different than buying on drops. Like I don't do the whole botting thing, so I can pretty much make money all year round without waiting for releases. Do I buy on StockX? Not really, since they have like a tax now, so it's kind of a headache to pay that much of the tax. Do you resell streetwear? I do not. How do you find buyers to take the lowball offer? You just have to be consistent. If you lowball and they don't accept, basically you just wait until they don't sell it, like maybe a few weeks, and then you remind them. You have to follow up, and then they're gonna probably eventually accept your lowball. What's a good way to start reselling, and how much capital do I need? A good way to start is start small, start with singles. And I think you'd probably need around 300 for like the first pair to have a good flip. So that's a good way to start. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? That I don't know. I have no clue. What's your favorite memory related to reselling? My favorite memory would probably be, I don't really have I think like all of my bulk buys are pretty memorable because like it's fun for me. Like honestly, even if I do if there's no money in the buying like the bulk buys and like meeting up and all that, like it's fun for me. But of course, like I make money from it, and like I try and get the highest margins. Even if I didn't make like that much, like the negotiating process, like the meeting up process, like it's all kind of exciting for me. So all of it's kind of like altogether a good memory. Are you holding all the shoes in storage? Yeah, so when I need to make a video like this or like a new Instagram photo, I bring them back. When I'm done with that, after like a few days, I take them back to storage and then just keep them in there if I'm holding the shoe. Do you resell to make money, and do you own your own home? Yes, I resell to make money, and I don't own my own home. What advice do you give to the younger resellers? Be patient. It's not going to come quick. You got to be patient with the whole process, and eventually once you kind of learn the market of every shoe, then it's going to get easier and easier and easier. How does 206 chat help you make money? So basically I have methods, buying and selling, where not many people know about. Basically, since it's not very saturated, people jump in, do what I do, and then they end up making a lot of money. So that's pretty much what it is. How do you make money when nothing new is dropping? I found that super challenging. So yeah, like I said before, I don't go for new releases. So for me, it doesn't matter if there's a new release coming or not. I can always make money without waiting for a new release. So I just kind of have my method to that. Drip or drown? I'm gonna go with drip. Do you have any bots? How do you get so much cash to buy bulk? I don't have any bots, and over time, I just kind of like grew my money, like I said before. How do you get so many limited quantity shoes? I find buyers on Facebook primarily, or just other people I know, sometimes in the sneaker Twitter community. They basically just sell bulk. How much did you start your business with? If we're talking from the very, very beginning, when I was like 13, I'm pretty sure it was like $30. And I think I bought a used pair of shoes and I flipped that and then just kept going. What shoes or brands sell the best? I'm gonna go with Jordan brands. Jordan brand pretty much gets me the best margin out of any other shoe. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this Q&A, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and comment down below any other questions you have. I'll be answering those as well. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video.